I'm not going to stand here in front of one of the great wonders of the world and argue about an old movie. I'll go back inside. If you figure out some plan to make $800 last a lifetime, knock on the door. I'll be in there.
You're listening to the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
Welcome back to Keeping Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger joined as always by Bart Steinler. If you missed any part of the show, you can always find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com. We were talking about in the first bit about Fidelity and some inquiries being posed about some of the fees in their 401k plan maybe not being as transparent as they should be. If you have a question for the show, you can always shoot us an email, info@keepingyourmoney.com. You can also call us anytime. Toll-free number is 888-98-MONEY. That's 888-986-6639. Somebody answers the phone 24 hours a day. We don't take calls on the air, but if you do have something you want to talk about, by all means, let us know. And if you're really interesting, maybe you'll be the first person we ever do talk to on the air.
Yeah,
it's possible. We can always call somebody back. Somebody has some like really mind-blowing concept. So blow me away with your question, and I will call you next week, and we can talk about it.
Not you, Mike.
No, not you, Mike. Mike is only allowed to respond by Prodigy email. For anyone that doesn't know, Mike's Bart's brother. And he has a comment for us at least weekly. So.
He is our only listener from Waxahachie, Texas, though.
Well, there's only 8 people that live there, so it's a pretty good percentage of
really,
penetration we have
we're
there.
Dominating that market.
we crushed the Wasakachi or whatever.
Waxahachie.
There you go.
That gotta at least learn to pronounce it, you know.
He can proudly fly the #1 fan of Waxahachie, Texas flag. That's what we should get him for his birthday. Get him a shirt.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, so
especially because his birthday just passed, so we got 11 months to put it together.
So, I read an article this week that I was trying to be really open-minded about, but at the end, I just was more irritated about it than anything. There's a new program called the Flexible Matching Program that is just stupid. I have no problem saying this is just dumb. And it was launched by a financial advisor, which is even dumber. I want to call this lady personally and be like, seriously? Like, what is wrong with you? What it basically comes down to is a company can sign up to do their 401k with this advisor. I personally think it's a marketing gimmick myself, but nonetheless, they can sign up to do their 401k with this advisory company. And this advisory company will allow the employer match to go to student loan debt instead of to 401k savings. I just don't understand, in a country where no one saves enough for retirement, we are going to encourage people to take the free money they get from their company, at least towards their retirement, and divert that somewhere else. It's dumb.
Like how many people that come in here on a percentage basis are just crushing it with the amount of savings that they have?
Very few.
Yeah. So maybe out of 10 people that come in here, maybe 1 or 2 is like, wow, you guys did a great job saving. You can coast through retirement. There's not going to be a problem.
Right.
No way.
And then you probably have 3 or 4 that are doing pretty good, need some tweaks.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple that are just like, whew, I don't even know what your retirement date would be.
Yeah.
It's a long ways away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had, and talk about the student loan debt. I mean, I keep going back to a couple that was in here in the last year, and it was like around $75,000 in student loan debt, and between the two of them, they were making less than 50. Plus, they had their children in private schools, and you're wondering, how is this ever going to work itself out? You know.
Well, and they talk about what she says she was motivated to do this because they have to find a solution to help people with there being $1.5 trillion in student loan debt outstanding, $32 billion of which is in default, which is just horrendous. But I don't see how taking the little bit of money people are saving for retirement and steering it towards this albatross of student loan I don't see that as a solution at all. I mean, okay,
No.
congratulations. By the time you're 60, you'll have your student loan paid off. You won't have any money for retirement, but at least you won't owe the student loan. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's dumb.
I've had a lot of thoughts on student loans, and I think they're overused tremendously. But one thing, if you're coming out of college and you have a huge amount of student loans, get a weekend job. Get a job where you can work Wednesday nights and the weekend. And do that for a couple years and dedicate all that money towards getting your student loan paid off.
You know what it reminds me of? Okay, we're not huge Dave Ramsey fans. Anyone that listens to us knows that, okay? And it's not because he hasn't helped millions of people. It's because he's it's the same answer no matter the question, right? And,
Right.
And we have a hard time with people giving advice so broadly based, okay? But one thing that always gets me about his show, okay, is you will have people call in and they will say, like when they're calling in to let them know they become debt free, okay, and they will say, we had $95,000 of credit card debt, right, and we make 85 grand a year, and we got serious about it, and in 18 months we paid off our credit card debt because my husband got a part-time job on the weekends, and I started cleaning houses, and we did this, and we did this, and we did this, okay? It can be done. You just have to decide that you want to do it. And this, don't get me wrong, I mean, it would be horrible to come out of college and have $100,000 of student loan, but it's almost become like this thing where it's just everyone's, oh, poor me. I mean, you signed the paperwork.
Right.
You accepted the terms of the loan. Now be an adult and deal with it. Nobody told you had to get 6 figures in student loan debt. You chose to do that. So, now, like you said, what are you going to do about it? Well, if you worked part-time at a restaurant on the weekends as a waiter or a waitress or a bartender or whatever, and you can make even just a couple $100 on a weekend and applied that 100% to paying off your student loan, you're going to make some pretty serious headway on that.
Yeah,
If you're going to pay the minimum payment, you're never going to make any headway on it.
right.
But every time one of these programs comes out that kind of babies the situation and allows people to divert money from where it should be going to pay off something they irresponsibly got in the first place, I just don't see how that's a solution to anything.
I said to somebody a couple weeks ago, I was talking about this, and I said, I really think that they should implement a rule that if you get your undergraduate degree or you're going for a program and you switch degrees, that you should have to pay the loan back for the degree for the first one before you start on the second one, so you don't start stacking these things up. And anybody who is doing any sort of financial planning or talking to somebody about planning for their business growth, and that is, don't stack up a bunch of loans,
Right?
Because you're going to hit a bad time and everything's going to collapse on you. But we routinely, see people stacking up 4 or 5 different college loans until they're, between $50,000 and $100,000.
Well, I think the other thing is we have to get to a point where the colleges have some responsibility in this.
Absolutely.
I mean, most student loan debt is for public universities. There aren't that many private universities. So you have to consider that the majority of it is for public university. Those public universities receive billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars for their programs. Here we sit in a state like Michigan. They want to raise our gas tax. They want to put taxes on S corps and LLCs. They want to raise the cigarette tax $1.50 a pack. And yet no one's talking about the billions of dollars that is rolling down the highway to Michigan State, University of Michigan, Central Michigan, Ferris, all of these state-run schools. And all of these schools, people are getting all of these student loans to attend, and then coming out of school completely unprepared to actually get a job that will help them pay back those student loans. There has to, at some point in time, be responsibility for the organization that's collecting all of these state, tax fees to run an organization only to put its own citizens in horrendous amounts of debt. I mean, where's the share of the blame in that scenario?
And while they're doing that, they're racking up huge pension obligations, which taxpayers are going to be obligated to pay.
Right. And then you have a situation where you have someone graduate with a degree that pays $40,000 a year that they paid $100,000 to get, and they're going to take the 4% employer match and they're going to put it towards their student loan. ensuring that they themselves will not be ready for retirement either.
Right.
It's just a terrible, terrible idea. And the fact that a financial advisor is the one who came up with this, in my opinion, just shows that just because someone calls themselves a financial advisor doesn't mean they should be giving financial advice. So, all right, coming up, we're going to talk about...
I guess they know how we feel on that one.
Yeah, I'll send them the podcast, let them know
Okay.
personally. 7 financial moves in 2019 you may want to consider right here on the Keeping Your Money Show.
There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to planning your future. Jamie, Bart, and all of the advisors at the Keeping Your Money Show understand that your financial goals are unique and your needs are going to change at varying stages of your life. Our team of advisors can help you tailor a financial plan that meets your unique needs. Call us today at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to schedule your free initial consultation.